Oh, thanks.
My God. Seriously. Okay, come on. All right, we're live.
Okay, thank you, Annette. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
I'd like to call this administration committee meeting to order. And I can ask the secretary to call the roll, please.
Curran,
Here.
do we need to note what location we're at?
Oh, I'm on Zoom in Niles Township.
All right. Majerick is absent. Hugel,
Here, Zoom on the city of St. Joseph.
Meeks,
Here in Ben Charter Township.
you have 3 present, 1 absent.
Okay, thank you very much. First item on the agenda is a Grand Beach co-location agreement with Caitlin Sampson.
Good morning. Excuse me. So we have a tower site down in Grand Beach, as you're aware, with the 800 megahertz radio signal coverage. Excuse me. And thank you. It is time to renew that. So that the current agreement, which is actually an extension off of the original agreement, runs through the end of this year. So I have brought before you today a resolution allowing Administrator Dezette to reach out to Grand Beach and request an additional extension. We are going to request 10 years due to the original and then the existing extension. So we've been live with them for approximately 15 years already. So just to keep that site going. Yes,
Any
sir.
changes to the agreement?
No.
No.
No changes, just an extension of the agreement.
Okay. And is there a cost for that? Do we pay them?
There is not a cost for that.
Okay, great. Okay, anything from the committee members? Any questions on the extending the Grand Beach Tower agreement?
I have none.
I have none. They look like it's been going pretty good over the years.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need a motion or anything, Jennifer, or just we approve and move the resolution forward?
Yes, we just agree, the committee agrees to move it forward.
Okay, very good. Next item is the extend the City of Niles co-location agreement. And Caitlin, you're up again.
Very similar. So this site is at the Bertrand Crossing water tank, which is owned by the city of Niles. We're under the original agreement with them right now, and that was for 10 years. And built into that agreement is the possibility of an extension for 5 years. So I brought this resolution with a request that, again, that Administrator Dezette can contact them requesting to move forward with that 5-year extension under that current agreement.
Okay.
We still have equipment down at that tower. And as you were aware yesterday during our meeting, it's still, there and may be changed in the future, but that will be addressed as it happens.
Okay, and that was going to be my question. For the committee members, we had a 911 meeting. It was a combined meeting yesterday, and there was some discussion about this particular tower because we have not seen the agreement. What is there language in there, or what is the language in there about terminating the agreement?
Let me pull that up so that I can reference it exactly. So if we are to terminate the agreement, we have to give them, I believe it's 30 days notice in writing. And then of course we would have to arrange to get our equipment removed and repair any damage that might occur to the water tank.
Okay. And the reason for the question is, yesterday in our meeting, we talked about, first off, the equipment isn't working properly anyway. And you said that we're going to abandon that tower in 2022. So that's why I was wondering why you're doing a 5-year agreement. And hence my question of, okay, if we abandon it in 2022, what's the language that gets us out of it?
Sure. Yeah.
And is there a cost for this one or no?
So the original agreement had a cost of $1. The written language in the agreement does not indicate any sort of cost for the extension.
Okay,
And to answer your question, as far as the equipment that is currently on there, so during yesterday's 911 technical meeting, there was a motion and support to not do the repair on the current VHF equipment that is there. However, that was still kind of left open for discussion from Chief Millen down at Niles City. Although I didn't get strong indications that there was a desire to move that way. However, since we already have that agreement in place, I was going to reach out to Motorola again to see if there might be potential to turn that VHF site into an 800 megahertz site, if that would be possible. And then we, of course, would reapproach the city to see if they're amenable to that as well.
okay, great. So you want to stick with the 5-year extension?
Yeah, I think that, like I said, we can terminate it. There is language in the agreement to do a termination early. We just have to provide them notice and remove our equipment.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Caitlin. Anything from the committee members? Any questions?
I have none.
Any objections? Okay, we'll move that resolution forward then. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, next item on the agenda is amend the jail medical contract. We have Under Sheriff Height.
Yes, good morning.
Morning,
So
Chuck.
as you may recall, we have had a long-standing relationship with our current medical provider. It actually started many years ago as correctional health companies changed to Correct Care Solutions. They have now changed their name to WellPath. They merged again. So this is just an extension of what we have been doing. This is the Fourth Amendment. A couple points I would draw your attention to. This is a 3% increase. I think with not the CPI, but there's a medical correlation would have been higher, but we negotiated to keep it at 3%. The other addition that you will see in that resolution is December 14th, Cindy Kono, who's been with us for a long time, as our medical records administrative assistant, is retiring. And we'd always said when that happens, we would have that position become a WellPath and not a county employee. So the benefits and everything are not under our responsibility. So that is in this for them to take over the administrative assistant role. And that's outlined in this Fourth Amendment. And we're looking to continue that relationship for another year and may look to put it out for bid next year. But for this year, this would get us through December 31st of 2021 with the Fourth Amendment.
And when does the original contract expire?
The original contract expired previously. This is just a Fourth Amendment. So we did a Third Amendment last year. So we've done a couple amendments to it based on if there's a change or just an extension to it. So we did a 1-year extension last year. We're doing the same thing this year. Our other option is to go out and bid, which you could sometimes get a higher cost. So we've been pleased with the service we're getting with WellPath and want to continue that for another year.
Okay, great. Any questions from the committee members?
No, sir.
None.
Commissioner Kern, if I could give you one other update that's probably not in your agenda, but you guys approved us to move forward, and thank you, Administrator Doucette, with the BDA. You remember we replaced the BDA in the courthouse. Well, it took a while with supply chain to get the parts. That was done yesterday morning. We have seen a noticeable increase in our ability to communicate in the jail. I talked to Rick Lull, the court security officer. They've seen an increase in the courthouse too. So we appreciate that. Being replaced and operational. We've seen a noticeable difference. We'll continue to monitor certain areas, but we've seen a noticeable difference since it was put in yesterday.
Yeah, the BDA, now is that a repeater? Is that a signal booster? What is that?
It's called a bidirectional amplifier. So it amplifies the signal. It's actually attached in the courthouse up by the roof there. And then there's antennas in different spots. So Telrad was on site yesterday, got it up and running, and we've seen a marketable difference.
Good. Impact on your budget for this extension?
This extension is already in the budget. Yep. So we use these figures when working with Ben Reynolds. So these figures are already in our current budget with the 3% increase, and he's already removed, what would have been our employee cost to transition the administrative assistant. So that's in the budget.
Gotcha. Great. Okay. One last question. Do you do background checks on their people because they're in your jail?
We do. We'll do a simple criminal hit. I mean, they do their own, and then we have to sign off. So for anybody that comes in, whether it's contractor or whatever else, we'll do a criminal history on them, but we don't do the full background that we would for our employee.
Right.
But we do a criminal history on anybody that's going to come into the jail.
Okay, great. Thank you much. Anything else on that, Chuck? That topic?
Nope.
Okay. If there's nothing else from the committee members, we will move that resolution forward.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes, thank you. You too. Okay, next item on the agenda is administrator dissent.
I need to squeeze my one in the resolution.
Yeah, so Commissioner, I think Annette's got something for you.
Yeah, so we just have, we have a traffic control order that's gonna need to go back to the Board of Commissioners. So back in June, you authorized a traffic control study to be done on Lubke Road in New Buffalo Township per the request of the township. And the study is done, and just as our process has developed here, once you do a resolution to ask for the traffic control study, and then you do a resolution to put into effect whatever that study comes up with. So that, I thought I had it when I come downstairs, but I didn't. So the resolution will be to authorize the traffic control study, which is asking for 40 mile per hour in this section of road that was studied. And then with that, they will be able to take the school speed zone. There's a school speed zone in there, in that section. That would be able to be reduced down to 25, half an hour before and after school, because of the change to the 40 miles an hour. So when I send this to you later today, you will have the resolution that we'd like to go forward with now, approving the traffic control study. And then I'll also send you the one where you authorize the study to happen, and then the order itself will be all attached in that. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that's coming. Of course, we'd like to try to do that next Thursday if we can, and get that authorized by the board so they can then go put the signs up and that kind of stuff. So, any questions?
Thank you, Annette. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, when we do these resolutions, does the local jurisdiction already know the results?
I don't know in the time frame of that, like whether they're notified first or not, but I can find that out for you. When I send the information to you, I'll make sure I get that to you as well.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay, do you have anything else for us, Annette?
I don't know.
Okay, Brian, anything for us?
Just briefly, I wanted to thank the members and all of you for attending yesterday's tour of the jail. Much appreciated. I hope everyone got a kick out of seeing the structure. And then secondarily, I know I spoke with Commissioner Curran, and I think he was going to visit the site, but the project at Silver Beach is clicking along really nicely. So that is underway, and I've forwarded to the group images that I was able to take, just showing the project that Triple D was making on the site. So I think those guys are moving very quickly, and they should have it wrapped more than likely prior to the December 15th estimated project completion. And that is all I've got.
And I did go down there, Brian, and the excavator was working when I was there.
Oh, sorry.
So they're making some progress. It looks good. Really looks good.
Folks, I'm just going to quickly share my screen. And I wanted to show an aerial image that was just taken yesterday. Oh, crud, I lost it. Here we go. So if everybody takes a look at the screen. So this is the project site just yesterday. So you can see that Triple D has gotten the bulk of the armor stone installed. And now they're working on the site grading. Once the site grading is complete, they can begin the installation of the temporary HESCO barriers. So I give the contractor a lot of credit for moving quickly, and thus far their work has been very efficient, and the project's looking good. So I'll keep feeding the commissioners images as I receive them, and if any of you are hearing concerns, please let me know.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday when I was there, the excavator was down at south end where the larger fresh rocks were, and he was placing those. So they made a lot of progress yesterday. Look good.
Yeah, pretty neat project.
Okay. Any questions on that from the committee members? Anything else, Brian?
No, sir.
Okay. And the next item on the agenda is approval of the November 5th, 2020 minutes. Someone like to make a motion?
I'll second your motion.
Who made it? Chris?
Yes.
Okay. Chris made it. Meek supported it. You got that, Jennifer?
I do.
Okay. Would you please call the roll?
Curran,
Yes.
Majerick is absent. Hugo,
Yes.
Meeks,
Yes.
you have 3 yeas, 1 absent.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next item is public comments. Annette?
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if, I'm sorry, Tony and I are chatting about Thanksgiving dinner. I don't think we have any public comments. Hang on just a minute, I'll double check.
You know, I agree with Brian on the tour yesterday. I know both Don and Chris were there. But knowing what that jail looked like before the renovation and looking at it today, it's such a vast improvement. Hopefully it'll make their lives over there a little bit easier.
I think he might be typing, so I'm gonna hang on just a second here. Oh, nope, Tony from Tony Benhart from Sodas Township just wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Tony. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone who is present. And is there anything else? If
No,
there's
this has gotta be the shortest admin committee meeting ever.
You want to pardon some turkeys?
Okay, if there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Jennifer.